the ability to get the latest messaging on our products in the hands of our sales and account managers at the time that it changes.
Emilie's from Iowa, and she makes decisions. Not the type of decisions that lead to a field of dreams, but the type of decisions that lead to a source, a secret source, the secret source of BCD.
Whenever we can find something that helps people be more efficient or helps them enjoy their job a little bit more or make it a little bit easier on them, just kind of gets me going.
I'm Chika Eloy, and this is a conversation designed for BCD people with BCD people. On this show, we're running through the diverse cultures of talent at BCD Travel, and we're showcasing our most confident self-colleagues. So come on, let's go have some fun as we explore the different functions, spaces, faces, and the complexities across our world of BCD.
Well, welcome back to this week's episode. Thank you for listening in. I am standing in front of my computer right now with one of my favorite people here in the US of A working for BCD Travel, Miss Emilie van Arendonk. Good afternoon, Emilie. How are you?
Hey, Chika. Good. Hey, everybody.
Emilie, why don't you share with us, where have you come from and where have you been, in your life at BCD?
Yeah, sure. So I started with the company about 14 years ago. So I've always felt like I'm one of the youngest people in the company, and I recently discovered I can no longer say that because 14 years is a long time and it goes by in a snap. So I started in 2004 and I started with performance solutions. But I went to school for marketing. So I always had the desire to get into one of our marketing teams. So I did that about 3 years ago, and I am now in our product marketing department, responsible for... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe you can share your title and give us an auditory kind of org chart. Who do you report to, names all the way up type thing?
Yeah, sure. I'm a manager in our product marketing department, responsible for decision source, reporting, and analytics specifically. I report to Kristen Jarman. She's our director over Decision Source, the platform. Mm-hmm. Kristen reports up to Heather Wright.
Very good.
Who is our senior director of product marketing. And Heather reports up to Yanis Karmas.
High five to the product marketing team and leadership.
Yeah.
And Emilie, you are also a proud graduate of one of our talent programs at BCD Travel too. What year did you graduate from Challenge?
Yeah, sure. That was 2016, October 2016.
Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing. And today, Emilie, instead of starting off with what is product marketing and what do you do, I thought we'd take a little different slant and talk about our industry. Because you and I, we've talked about this in the past, and I'm sure many of our listeners have. When people come to us and we say we work in corporate travel management, they look at us like with a blank stare. So if I was to ask you right now, instead of explaining what you did, explaining what industry we're in, give me the elevator pitch in 10 seconds or less. What is corporate travel management, Emilie?
Well, corporate travel management is managing the travel spend for a company, whether it's a large company like Pepsi or whether it's a smaller company like Vermeer Corporation that works down the road.
Look at you. So that's a really good elevator pitch there, Emilie. Now, how do you see your role in the product marketing team and the work that you're doing with product marketing kind of really integrating into the industry in BCD?
There's this umbrella brand of the source, and there's kind of 3 sources, and let me kind of explain what those are in a couple of seconds and where I fit in. So the first source is Decision Source. That is the platform that is for travel program managers. So when you hear Decision Source, that is our travel manager platform. That's how we interact with them. The second platform is TripSource. So that is our platform for travelers and how we interact with travelers. And then thirdly is Solution Source. And Solution Source is a platform by which we make third-party companies, partners of BCD, available to our clients that they can select from based on what they want to plug into their program.
That is super cool, Emilie. I've been listening to this, and the way that you just described the secret sources of BCD travel, now it makes sense to me. I'm going to be pouring it all over my work. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
We've got the three sources: trip source, decision source, solution source. What excites you most about having the secret sources now at BCD and where we're moving in the future?
Yeah, so in my world, we talk a lot about travel managers, right? Because I'm responsible for the decision source platform. And we talk a lot about the fact that travel manager roles are evolving over time, that they're becoming more complex. They're touching more parts of their business, whether it's procurement, HR, finance, etc. So how do we give them a one-stop shop to manage everything for their program? Not just their data, but contracts and exploring products that they don't have today, but other companies like them do have. Letting them interact with other clients that have similar products or are interested in certain things, kind of forming communities of them. How do we give them easier ways to interact with their data, to get insights into what their program is showing them, where they should go, what if they did that, how much could they save? So those kinds of things. What I love about my job is that I really love interacting with our audiences, our customers, our account managers, and really finding out what makes them tick. And whenever we can find something that helps people be more efficient or helps them enjoy their job a little bit more or make it a little bit easier on them, just kind of gets me going. So that's what excites me about what we're working on right now.
That's good, and I could hear the joy in your voice. Thank you for sharing that. What if, Emilie, I said to you that you had a magical pill right now that we could give you and you could take, and when you swallowed that pill, it would disrupt something that's not working as efficiently as possible now to now working really efficiently? What part of your function or part of your products would you take the pill and wish for it to be even more uber efficient?
The ability to get the latest messaging on our products in the hands of our sales and account managers at the time that it changes, right? I mean, there's so many messages that the important ones can get lost. And of course, we all think we have important messages, but how do we kind of funnel the right things at the right time so people have them when they need them and are using the latest?
And I think that you've just hit the nail. Well, you've swallowed the right pill there, because a lot of people with, like you said, a lot of different agendas and a lot of different announcements and a lot of different communications would always want their message to be on top of the pile. So it doesn't surprise me, but that's really, really interesting, Emilie, that's also a challenge for you in your function. All right, Emilie, is there anything else that you would like to share about your work, about your craft, to our listeners this week?
BCD it's a great company. I really enjoyed working in performance solutions. I've really enjoyed the jump over to marketing. I feel like I've kind of found my forte over here. What I love, my favorite part, is talking to our customers any chance I get, whether it's internal or external, just connecting with them and figuring out what makes them tick. So I enjoy being in a discipline that has so many different facets.
If you were to give anybody that wanted to grow their career at BCD Travel, Emilie, some advice, what wisdom would you pour on them right now?
I think it all comes down to relationships. So taking the time to get to know someone, going out of your way to have a sidebar conversation with them personally, asking something about them that makes them tick, or asking a little bit more about what they do for the company. I mean, I think so often we're focused on, all right, here's what I need from you. When can you get it to me by? Oh, you didn't. And so now I'm going to do this and escalate. No. So I think it's just taking a step back, realizing that we're all human, that everybody enjoys a personal connection. And for me, I think that has really opened my eyes to some of the other positions in the company, what other people do. It's helped me get to know kind of the inside track on what happens in some of our departments and how things operate. So that's what I would say. I mean, it's basic, but it's just human connection with people that you're working with. That's it.
Really good wisdom there, Emilie. Thank you so much. And that actually ties into why we're doing this podcast. It's to connect our people with our people, teaching what's happening at BCD Travel to people that are at BCD Travel. All right, Emilie, I'm about to move us into the speed round because we're coming to the end of our time together. So this is where I shoot 5 rapid questions to you, and you do your best to answer them as quick as possible. You ready?
I'm ready.
Great. This is a 2-part question. Who is your favorite childhood movie hero?
Oh, Elliot from E.T.
Great. So if you got to meet Elliot, gosh, I wish I had his name right now. If you got to meet him right now today, who would be the first person that you called to tell about the story?
It'd have to be my sister because she would mock me to the ends of the earth. He was always my childhood crush. Elliot from E.T.
Love it. Have you ever worn socks with sandals?
Yes.
Of course you have. Okay, if you had to find one of these things in your bedroom, which would you prefer? A rat, a snake, or a spider?
I'm going to go with the lesser form of a rat, which is a mouse. I would much rather find a mouse
Good
in
answer.
the corner of my bedroom than a tarantula on my pillow.
And we will
in a
talk
bed.
about that in just a second. On a scale of 1 to 10, Emilie, how good are you playing the game of soccer or football?
I would be on the lower scale based on the fact that I jumped into my 8-year-old's game and totally got wiped out. So
It's classic. And just like everybody on this podcast, Emilie, I'm going to ask, what's the most exciting thing for you working at BCD?
there's a lot of things I could answer about that. This company let me go part-time when I had my first son. I've just now ramped up to full-time. This company, I think, values people, and that sounds so trite, but really I've seen that in so many aspects of my career where my manager has said, yes, we'll do that for you because, we recognize you're a person and we want to help you. And so I think that the ability for this company to recognize people for their true needs and what they need and helping them get into other places when they say, yeah, I'd love to go over to marketing, helping them get there. I think that's really awesome and unique. And that's what makes me excited to work really hard for this company. They give me a lot as well. So
high five to you, Emilie Van Arendonk. Thank you so much. Now, just coming back to that last question about the spider, Emilie and I got to travel to Costa Rica as part of the US Challenge team back in 2016. And the quick story there was, Emilie, you pulled back the sheets in the bunk room that we were in Costa Rica, and what was sitting on your pillow?
A spider the size of my hand, and I am a woman and I have large hands. So that is what I found, and I have several people that can attest to that.
And thanks to you today, we have learned about your fears of spiders, should I say, and the secret sources of BCD. Thank you so much for giving up your time. For all of our listeners out there, if this is something that you enjoyed, or if you know somebody that would be really cool to be featured on this podcast, feel free to reach out to me, Chika Eloy. And Emilie, if we had to get in contact with you to learn more about the sources, decision, trip, or solution source, how could we go about doing that?
Yeah. I'm a little tough to find in Outlook, but it's exactly as it sounds, Van Arendonk. So you can always contact me by email. You can also find my name in Tools and Services if you look under Decision Source. I'm there as well. So
and I will include all of your details in the info underneath this podcast. Thank you very much, Emilie Van Arendonk, and we will see you next week in the world of BCD.